Hello, my name is Andrew Castle, and I'm here with Dr. Janet Ratliff from Maury State University. And can you tell us a bit about what you do there?
Sure. I'm an associate professor of entrepreneurship, and I have been at the university for 28 years. Yay! And I am in the Elmer R. Smith College of Business and Technology in the School of Business Administration specifically.
Oh, thank you.
And to tell you a little bit about what I do is I teach full time there. And so I have classes that are for the very beginning student to think about the mindset and what an entrepreneur, how they think and what they think and how they get interested in entrepreneurship, all the way up to students who are doing business plans, going to competitions, whether it be with All Tech, innovation competition or lieutenant governor's competition, which I've taken some of the craft students because we have some superior high school students who have the opportunity to actually get college credit while they're finishing up their last 2 years of high school. And I've taken them to competitions for Idea State U or the Lieutenant Governor's Challenge. And then I've also got college students who actually have competed in Idea State U for many years and now Kentucky Pitch. So we're really excited. So students get the opportunity to not only learn about entrepreneurship, but actually to develop their skills and actually compete then so that they can open their own businesses. So it's really nice.
Sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, okay, speaking of students, how do you feel about and why do you think it's important for the younger kids, secondary and elementary, middle school students, to get an exposure to entrepreneurship? And why is that especially important for Eastern Kentucky, in your opinion?
Oh my gosh. I have always believed that entrepreneurship can begin at any age. I mean, from the time a child is young, their imagination, their creativity, their uninhibited, the things they can think of, that thought process is what's going to change us as a society for the better, I believe. And so entrepreneurship, the programming that I've been involved in for years is starting anywhere from third grade on. And so I've seen third graders, we used to do some programs with grants to help develop their thinking about involvement in society and their involvement within a community and the role that they play and how important it is to have people who create businesses to better that economy and make life just better for everyone, and that it takes all of us to actually contribute in that way. And so I've started it there and seen it there, but my love is middle school because that's when students are beginning to form their aptitude for what do I want to do, what do I want to be. They're kind of exploring their skills, they're better understanding who they are, and I think starting it there helps the student better understand that there are opportunities. So it's for every major, and so it's not limited. So entrepreneurship fits into anything anybody wants to do, but it gives you options so that you can create jobs rather than just be an employee. And I think that that's the catalyst that can really change Eastern Kentucky. I wonderfully enjoy working with high school students so that I can take that excitement started in the middle school, see it branch and grow and flourish in high school, and then be able to see that go on even because, the state has recognized these opportunities and they've given us all kinds of opportunities with the Governor's Academy for Entrepreneurship, Lieutenant Governor's Challenge. And so I see that my involvement in helping the youth of Southeast Kentucky mainly, but any youth, develop these skills early on. It just goes right on into high school, right on into college, right on into, we hope, their lives after college when they actually can open these businesses, and many of them open them before, and so maybe that provides funds to help them through school, to help them as they are just going, growing up. And so the reason I think it's so important in Eastern Kentucky is because we need to provide for those local economies. And it gives us a catalyst to do that without depending on others. We find the needs in our own communities and we fulfill those needs, and it enables us to have an economic flow, an economic system that works for us, and we're not dependent on others to some extent. And so I just think that entrepreneurship is going to be that which allows us some opportunities that perhaps have not been there before, because we haven't maybe recognized the importance of starting it at a youth level. That if you grow up in it, it becomes second nature. And it's just part of who we are and how we think.
Right. Wow. How, in your experience, how have the students responded to their exposure to entrepreneurship and the competitions?
Oh my gosh. Well, today I had a training and I worked with so many teachers from Southeast Kentucky in the middle school area, and they were telling me stories about their students and how they've watched them transform and change, for anywhere from thinking, well, I could never do that and can't even speak in front of people, to not only am I excited about what I'm doing, but actually winning scholarships and being able to go to school and college because of what they were doing in the classroom early on. It also is, the students they're excited, they've heard about it, they watch their older siblings compete in some of the competitions, and they're like, when can I do this? Is it this year? Is it next year? I've already got great ideas. Or over summer break, just having been exposed to it, looking for things that they can do and thinking ahead. And so I think it's an excitement that you have to experience. The competitions are amazing. My college students come to actually judge the event. They have learned content just like these students in the middle school and high school are learning the same content. And so my college students come and they are amazed because they expect it to be, much smaller level, like a bake sale or something of that nature. And when they come and students have levels of difficulty on a computer system, or they are looking at an electronic piece of equipment that will help someone do this better or that better, and they come back to me and they say, we're amazed at what we're seeing. What these students are able to do. Why wasn't I exposed to this in middle school? I had to wait till college to be able to experience this. And so it works great in that not only the students out in the region are excited about it and enjoy just seeing other people's creation, but my college students have an opportunity to interact with these young students, to encourage them, to talk to them about how amazed they are at what they've created, to brag on them, even mentor them. And so I just think it's a great relationship for all ages to come together and participate, because it's all about the amazing things you're creating, and it's what we all do together.
So, Kentucky Valley Education Cooperative and Morehead State has partnered in many areas for many years. Can you speak just a moment to the partnership concerning entrepreneurial education we've had and what benefits you've witnessed from that?
Oh, it's amazing. I think the partnership is so valuable because you've allowed us to come in and work with you. You have the connections with the teachers innately. They trust, they value, they know that if you're saying it's something of value, they want to be a part of that. Morehead State University has been able to work with you on a need in the community, by creating a program that we together can help to transform our youth and help them, give them skill sets that, 21st century skills, entrepreneurship is all over that, because we don't know the future of what these students are going to be doing, but we do know that entrepreneurial skills are going to transform and transfer regardless. And that's what it's going to take, I think, for us to recreate our future. This younger generation, we've really got a lot of, what do I want to say, future plans, if you will, for what they can do. And I believe they're going to do amazing things for us. And we don't even know what that capacity could be. But I think the entrepreneurial skills, the ability for KVEC and MSU to work together, and us be able to bring something so valuable to Southeast Kentucky, it's just, well, my dean said to me, he said, I hope that we can be just even a small part to help plant the seeds of entrepreneurship with these youth. And we may never know how it's going to transform the future, but we know it will. And so wherever these students go and wherever they do and end up, and I hope they end up right back at home at some point, taking their skill sets and bringing it back to bring jobs and opportunities for people who live here. And I think therein lies the success stories. It's about giving opportunity now and giving the skill set and what's needed. We may never know, but we do know that in the future it's going to be just an amazing place, and it's because of those seeds that KVEC and we were able to be a part of, Morehead State University, to help make that happen.
And I have to add that we've been doing this for a while now, and at this point, when we invite teachers to come to the entrepreneurial training, whether it's middle or high school, we now have return teachers who will ask, is Dr. Ratliff giving the training? So I will say
well, thank you. That makes me feel good, because I love working with teachers and I love working with students.
So one more thing I want to ask you, if you had the opportunity to say something about entrepreneurial education to school leaders and community leaders in East Kentucky, what would it be?
I cannot stress the value of entrepreneurship. You know, it's not a part necessarily of our curriculum per se, but we can include it as part of the curriculum by helping integrate the things that we have to teach throughout and weaving throughout entrepreneurship. And I think it's important to recognize the overwhelming value that entrepreneurship brings to these students early on. If I have a means by which to make some money legally and in good taste, and I learn how to do that, it could change my life and my outlook on what my future can be. And I think that that's so important to empower young people with the ability to know how to be independent and rely on their own abilities. And I don't think anything else in our curriculum currently enables us to have that much empowerment. And if we can teach them early on that we have this ability to do it in legal ways and in good taste, I think that that changes what we see around us that might not be positive, but it can give us the ability to change what we see around us. And I just know that entrepreneurship is so critically important to our future and to our current situation that I just encourage leaders out there to consider the value of entrepreneurship and is it possible to incorporate and include it in what we're teaching. Because I know the teachers, they can't say enough wonderful things about how it transforms the students that perhaps are not the A student in this, that, or the other and haven't really found their niche and their place in what they can take great pride in. But the greatest thing I see is those students that somehow are not being reached all of a sudden with entrepreneurship because it allows them to find their own passion and be able to be proud of what they've created, to bring it forward, to have others recognize them and say, wow, that's impressive. Mm-hmm. And it gives them, again, it's the empowerment that, giving someone a pat on the back and giving them confidence and giving them ability to earn money, that's impressive. And that's what we all strive to do, is for that success.
Sounds to me like a pretty solid argument, and hope everyone listened to your words. And again, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.